Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I get to do one of the highlights of doing what I do, which is when I get to showcase a new constraint, which I've not tried before. So this is Buttons by Frapp, and this came around. There is a backstory to this, which is we're working on a quadruples pack. And Frapp submitted this as a quadruples variant, and there was some discussion about, this probably deserves to be seen outside the pack. So, yeah, this is what's happening, because this is weird, and we really like it. So this is an introductory puzzle. So this has an extra constraint on top of the buttons constraint itself, which we will go through. But thank you, Frapp, for submitting this one. What else to go through? I don't do this very often, so please like and subscribe and all of that sort of stuff. Comment below with what you solve times if you want. Personally, I'm not a huge, I solve for enjoyment. I don't solve to be competitive, but I know a lot of people love to report their solve times. I don't really worry that much about my timer, but I know a lot of people do. And I'm very happy for people to have those discussions in the comments. Talk about what you like about puzzle, what you don't like about the puzzle, what you think about this constraint, and how you would like to see it tackled. I think Frapp's done an excellent job coming up with a new constraint that looks interesting. I haven't solved the puzzle yet. Oh, pardon me. I just had lunch. So I don't know how that's going to go. But yeah, the other things, of course, is I do have a Patreon. You can join my Patreon for free, where I do post puzzles and I post news when people give it to me. Mostly it's about packs that have been released for free, or packs that we've released, but I do try and post puzzles there semi-regularly. Bonus videos come out to my Patreons, all sorts of stuff like that. So you can join that for free. If you wish to donate, you are allowed to, but it is not required. There's a Ko-fi donation page if you wish to just make a single donation, or you can join as a YouTube member or leave a super thanks below, which is another way of making a single donation. That is not required, and I do say that if you are in any way financially hard up, please don't. Please do not donate to anyone if you are financially hard up. What else? Yeah, you can look at the merch if you wish. Yeah. But yeah, I just thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. All of the YouTube members I've got, all of the Patreons I've had for years. It's kept me going, and thank you for all the people who provided me a lot of support during the break, including Frapp. Let's have a look at Frapp's puzzle. I'm fascinated by this. The rules may look a little daunting, but I think once you've gone through them, you'll understand. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Then we've got buttons. Constraints placed in buttons must be used in a 2-cell domino touching that button. If a constraint is repeated in a button, it must be used in different dominoes. So, for example, 2 of the dominoes around this button will be X's. We don't know which 2. We do in this puzzle, but I'll get to that shortly. But with the default buttons constraint, we do not know. We would not know. All we would know is that there are 2 X dominoes here. Dominoes touched by buttons that do not have a constraint allocated to them may not match any of these constraints. However, dominoes not touching the buttons may match these constraints without restriction. So, for example, there are 4 constraints used in this puzzle, which are digits separated by a black dot or in a 2-to-1 ratio, digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, so these are Kropke, and it's also XV, digits separated by a V sum to 5, and digits separated by an X sum to 10. So what that's telling us is around this button, there are 2 X dominoes, there are no V dominoes, there are no consecutive digits, and there are no ratios of 2 to 1. So we could put an X here and an X here, or an X here and an X here, but we couldn't make any of the dots consecutive, any of the dominoes consecutive. It's perfectly fine for those to be consecutive, or an X or a V or whatever, because those are not, that domino is not touching the button. That cell is, but the domino is not touching the button, if that makes sense. Now, this puzzle has an extra constraint on top of it, which is this has precise buttons, which is in this puzzle, the constraints in the buttons must be used in the domino in the direction the constraint is on the button. For example, the white dot in the leftmost button between row 2 and row 3 must be used to connect row 2, column 5 and row 3. Oops, that should say column 5. There's a typo in the rules. I will fix that, not above, but I will fix it for the puzzle and everything. Yes, it must be used to connect those two cells. Yeah, I will try and do a correction. I may try and correct it above as well. That's a little bit more tricky, but I will correct it in the puzzle and everything. So what it is saying is this white dot must be placed here. So the X here will work here and the white dot here will work here. This is because there is an extra rule on this one to make this an introductory puzzle. I think this is a wonderful concept and I'm looking forward to giving it a try. Let's restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. I have no idea where to start on this. Like, there's 3 black dots here. Now, this surely... Oh, no, it could be 3, 6, 3, 6, couldn't it? I don't... So, is it this one? Surely it's buttons... Well, I know these are 1, 2, 3, 4, because those are a V clue. So, this is 6, 7, 8, 9. So, this has to be adjacent to a 6, 7, 8... Right. This is a... Pardon me. This must be consecutive with 6, 7, 8, 9. So it makes it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. However, this is a black dot relationship and you cannot put a black dot with a 5, 7 or 9 because any black dot must contain a low digit and its doubled even digit. So high... So, because 1 doubles to 2, 2 doubles to 4, 3 doubles to 6, 4 doubles to 8, 5 would need to double to 10, and it doesn't work. And when you're doubling 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can't hit an odd digit. So 5, 7, and 9 come out of here. This is even, so this has to be odd because it's consecutive. So this is 7 or 9. The X here means this can't be even. This is 1 or 3. And the V here, therefore, must be 4 or 2. So it must be 4 or 2 for the V clue, but the 2 doesn't connect to the 6. Neither of those connect to the 6. So this is the 8, this is the 4, this is the 1, this is the 9, and that's the only way that works. That's beautiful. This is an X clue now, so this is the 1. 1 is in a black dot relationship with a 2. 2 is consecutive with 1 or 3, but there's a 1 in the column. That's the 3. That's beautiful. That's a really nice opening. Okay, now, where do I want to take this next? Where do I want to take this next? So there's no clues in here whatsoever. So this can't have any consecutive digits or... Well, this can't have a 2 in it. This black dot relationship here can't have a 2 in it. So it can't be 1, 2 or 2, 4. It could be 3, 6 or it could be 4, 8. They're the only possibilities. So this is even. So this has to be odd. Because these are all even digits. So this, well, it can't be 1 because there's no there's no 2 here. It can't be 3. So this is 5, 7 or 9. That's interesting, particularly considering this is now odd, so those both have to be even. I wonder if I'm supposed to odd even color this puzzle, because this has to be consecutive. So it has to be, this can't be a 9 because that can't be an 8. So there's no 9 here. So this is 5 or 7. So this is 4, 6 or 8, and it can't be 8. This is 4 or 6. This one, however, is 4, 6, 8, and that one can be 8. There is a black dot relationship here. This can't be a 6 because this would need to be a 3 on the black dot relationship here, and 3 is not available. This is 4 or 8. This is consecutive with 4 or 8. So again, this is odd, but 3, 5, 7, and 9, or 9 is not available. So this is 3, 5, or 7. This is fascinating. I'm still not sure how to break that open though. 8 here would make this 4. Does that work? 8, 4 would leave 6 and 7 or 6 and 5. Yeah, this could be a 4. And if this is 4, this would be 2 or 8. There must be a 4 in here. Because if this is 8, this is 4, otherwise it's 4. There is a 4 in there. So there's no 4 here, which means this can't be a 3. Which, if this can't... Wait. No, that's wrong. This is a black dot relationship. There's no 4 here, which means this can't be an 8. Because 8 would need that to be 4. It's very easy to read these dots wrong. Okay. That was the only V in the puzzle. But I do have negative constraints to play with. I'm just not sure how to use them. This is consecutive. It must have an odd digit and it can't use 1, 3. So it's using 5 or 7 on this dot. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot of pencil marks for that. That can't be 4. This can't be a 5 because this is an X. So this is either 4, 6. This can't be an 8. So hang on. This can't be an 8 because that would have to be a 2. So there's no 8 there. This has been narrowed down. So if that can't be 8, that can be 7. This is still all possible. So if this is a 4, this is a 6. If this is a 6, this is a 4. If it's a 7, it's a 3. So this is only 3, 4, or 6. And these are also consecutive. So this is a run of 3 digits. So if this is 5, 4, this can't be a 4. Because if this was 5, 4, this would have to continue. It couldn't go back up to 5 and it couldn't be 3. This can't be a 4. This is not a 4. So this is not a 6. So 8, 7 would need 6. 8, 7 would need 6. 7, 6 would need 5. 6, 7 would need 8. And 5, 6 would need 7. All of those are possible. But there must be a 6 in here. No, there doesn't have to be. 8, 7, 6. There must be a 6 and a 7 in that run, though. Because it's 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8 in one direction or the other. I'm really not following. So there's a 1 in one of these 3 cells. This could be 1, 2, I think. There's probably an easier thing I've just completely missed. If this is a 1, no, that can't be a 1, because if that was a 1, that would have to be, ooh, hang on. That has a black dot relationship there, there, and there. If this is a 1, that would have to be a 2, but that would have to be a 2. This can't be a 1. This has to have multiple black dot relationships in the same row. So it could be 2, 4, it can't be 3 or 6, and it can't be 8. This is only 2 or 4. Because if this is a 1, so the only black dot relationship digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8, because you can't use 5, 7, 9. If this was a 1, then those would both have to be 2. Doesn't work. If this is 3, both of those would have to be 6. If this is 6, both of those would have to be 3. And if this is 8, both of those would have to be 4. So this can only be 2 or 4. So the X here means that this, I should have seen that earlier, means this can only be 6 or 8. Wait a minute. If this is 4, 6, that's 8. If this is 2, 8, that's 4. So 4 or 8, there is a virtual 4, 8 pair in there. Now this being 8 would mean this is 9, and this being 6 would mean this is 5, because I can't use 7. And this can't be a 5 because that's also an exclude. That's 9, that's 8, which means this is 2, which means these are 1 and 4, and the 1 here means that's the 4 and that's the 1. Couldn't have put a 1 there anyway because of the, yeah, that's all fine. That's beautiful. The 8 looks down, making that the 4, which means that's not the 4, it's 2 or 8. This is consecutive with 4, so it's 5. This is consecutive with 5, so it's 6. This is in a black dot relationship with 6, so it's 3. This is consecutive, oh, that works. This is consecutive with 4, so it's not 7. But this is a black dot relationship. I should never have put 5 there. This is 3 and 6. This is a little bit more tricky. Now, sure, with this puzzle, as I said, I think I said earlier, we could have, Frappy could have just put a black dot there and a white dot there and a white dot there and a white dot there, but it wouldn't be teaching how buttons work, because there are going to be, I hope, button puzzles where the buttons are just saying there is 3 black dots around here. Figure out where they go. I imagine there's going to need to be more clues, but this is fascinating. Now, this is in a black dot relationship with a 4, so this is either 2 or 8. This is in a black dot relationship with a 2, so it's either 1 or 4. That's not a 4, that's a 1. This can't be a 2, or I'd need a black dot there, and I don't have it. That's an 8. Now, these X's now can't be 1, 9, because the 1 is not available. I also couldn't have done it because of those, because the X's are across here. So they're 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. Oh, this 2 makes this the 8. Now the negative constraints are going to come into play. Maybe here. 1 is possible. 2, 3, 4 is not possible because that would be consecutive here. 5, 6, 7 is okay. 8 and 9 all seem possible. Well, 8's not possible. No, they all look okay. Oh, 7 is not possible. That would be an X. So this is only 1 or 9. Is it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Now, this can't be a 6 or there'd be an X on the button. 5 would need a white dot on the button, so this is only 7 or 9. Here, maybe? I'm not sure. This is actually quite tricky. This is actually quite tricky. I imagine this is going to be a disambiguator at the end, but I could be wrong. There's got to be an odd digit on this. Hang on. 1, don't know about that. So this can't be 1. It could be 2. Can't be 3. Can't be 4 because it'd need a black... Oh, can't be 4. Could be 5. Could be 6. Can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this is only 2, 5, or 6. Because 7 and 9 would need a white dot. Can't be 2 because it'd need an X. So this is 5 or 6 only. Wow, this is brain racking. So maybe it's that cell? Except I don't know enough about these. There must be an even digit on this consecutive dot, which is either going to be 2 or 6. If the 6 is up here, there must be a 6 on this run. But if this goes 6, 7, 8, this could be 6, 5. I am lost. 3 is not in any of those. 8 is in one of those two. Can that be an 8? That would make that a 3, that a 7, and that would have to be a 6. This is just an 8-9 pair. So what are these? 1, 2, 3, 5? Because 8, 9, 8, 9. So 2, 3, 5. There's no 3 there. There's no 5 there. There's no 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is in one of those two. Nope. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 5 or 6 only. Okay, what am I missing? This triple, 1, 7, and 9. Nope. I mean, they're all odd. So these can't all be even, can they? Because if I put 2, 4, 6, 8 around here, I'd end up with a black dot relationship somewhere, wouldn't I? Yeah, I'd end up with a black dot relationship somewhere. So there has to be an odd digit around here. Because even if I put 2, 4 on diagonal, the 8 would go next to the 4. There must be at least one odd digit on here. 3 is in one of those two. Okay, I'm a little lost. This could be 1, 2. It can't be 2, 3, 3, 4. Could it be 4, 5? It would have to be 4, 5. If it's 1, 2, it's 1, 2, and that becomes 4. Can't be, or it's actually, this has to be 1, 2 or 4, 5. Because it can be 1, 2, it can't be 2, 3, it can't be 3, 4, could be 4, 5, can't be 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, or 8, 9. So this is 1, 2 or 4, 5. Now, if it's 1, 2, it's in 1, 2, and that becomes 4. If it's 4, 5, that's the 3. So that couldn't be the 4. That would be the 5, and that would be the 4. So they're that gives me a 2, 5 pair in the column. Does that do anything? Does that do anything? I'm very lost. And this is the intro puzzle. This is the intro puzzle. What have I missed? This can't be an 8. This can never be an 8. If this is an 8, what's that? It's 9. Right. This is not an 8. So if this is not an 8... Oh, that did that. What am I doing? So 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5. So hang on. How does that ever get to be a 6? 6, 7, 8. This is not a 6 now. So 6 is in one of those two. But that's 7, 9, 8. There's no... The only thing there is if that's a 4, that's a 9. Which would put... Intro puzzle, they said. You'll be fine, they said. So these, they can't contain 1. They can contain 2. They must contain 2. They must contain 4. 5, they can't contain 6, 7, 8. So these are only from 2, 4, 5, and 8. But that's not doing anything that I can see. Three is in one of these two. These are 3, 5, 6, 7. So this is from 5, 6, 7. So 4 is in one of those two. 1, 2, 2. So 7. No. Is it up here? I don't see how. Because there's still 3 possibilities up here. Except 8. Oh, one of these is 2, 8. Right, by Sudoku, 8 is in one of those. So 2 is in one of those because there must be an X here and an X here. So 2 is in one of those. So 2 is now down here. Has that done anything? I know 1 is down here. No, because I can't see whether the other one is 3, 7 or 4, 6. 4 is in here. If 6 is here, 4, if 6 is here, 4 is here, and that becomes a 3, which makes that a 7. But this could be 4, 6. Huh. There must be a 6 on this. But there doesn't have to be an 8 on that. I could just stick 6 in the middle. But it could go 8, 7, 6 as well. Okay, what is this? Is that it? Because there's just a negative constraint here, and that can be lots of different things. It can't be 2, but it never could be anyway, because 2 would be in a relationship with both 1 and 4. But there's no other digit that's in both a relationship with 1 and 4. Well, it can't be a 4. Have I forgotten V clues? Because I just realised that I've been forgetting V clues. Hang on a minute. Is there a V clue thing happening up here? If this was 3, 7, the 3 would have to go here, and the 7 would have to go here. Because I couldn't make this 2, 3. Would that work? Hang on, have I been... Yeah, I couldn't put 2, 3 here. So yeah, but I could put 3 here, but it would have to be diagonally opposite the 2. And then the 8 and the 7 would be opposite. So I'd have 2, 8, 3, 7. And that works. Because the 7 and the 2 have no relationship, and the 3 and the 8 have no relationship. What about 4, 6? 2, 8, 6. No, I can't put a 4 next to either a 2 or an 8. Neither of those could be 4, 6. This is 2, 3, 7, 8. And the 2 isn't there, and the 3 and the 8 isn't there. So I can't put the 3 on this side. This is 2, 7, and this is 3, 8. That's brilliant. This is 3, 8. This is 2, 7. That's got to do something. 3, 3. This isn't the 3. This is the 3. These. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. These are only from 5, 6, 9. 7 must be down here now in order to put 7 in the column. So this is not a 7. 7 is over here now. That's beautiful. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 4, 5, 6. That one can't be a 6. That one can't be a 4. So these are all 4, 5, 6, 9. So 4 is in one of those two. So that is a 3. So that is a 7. Oh my Lord, this is amazing. So these are even. So that's the 6. That's the 8. There's no 8 there. There's no 8 down in those. This is beautiful. Now this cannot be consecutive. So that's the 5. This must be consecutive. It's the 4. which puts 4 up in one of those two. Holy cow, that is magical. I should have seen that earlier. Didn't. There's no 5 here. So what is that digit? 2, 4, 6, or 9. And it can't be 4. So it's 2, 6, or 9. Now, if this is 2, this is 1 or 3. That's okay. 6 would make this 5. So 1, 3, 5, 9. It can't be 9 because that would make that 8. Oh, the 8 makes that the 3 and that the 8, which means that's the 2 and that's the 7. There's no 3 here. The 2 comes out of there. So 2 is down here. This is mind-blowing. As in, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Knuckle down, Brem. You've got some work to do. So, none of those are in a relationship that I can see. This can't be in a relationship with anything. It can't be 1. It can't be 2. It can't be 3, 4, 5. So 6, 7, 8, 9. If it was 6, it'd be in a black dot relationship with a 3. If it was a 7, it'd be in an X relationship with the 3. And if it was a 8, it'd be in a black dot relationship with the 4. That's a 9. Holy cow. So that's an 8 and that's a 9. That puts 9 in one of those two. What are these now? 1, 2, 6, and 7. Well, there's no 2 in any of those. That's a 1, 6, 7. Taking 6 out of there. 1 takes the 1 out of there. The 6 and the 7 makes that the 1. And the 6 looks up making that the 7 and that the 6. The 2 looks down making that the 3, which makes that the 5 and that the 2. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hello, 8. These are 1 and 9. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 and 7 go into those. Now there's no button overlapping, so I can't use negative constraints here. Man, this is mind-numbing. So the 6 takes the 6 out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 7 go into these. Yeah, not sure. This is 1, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 5, 6. 1 must be in one of those two. That was beautiful. Got to put a 3 up here? Yes. Don't know how to do it though. Okay. Keep worrying I've missed a negative constraint. This is going to have to come into play at some point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 have to go in here. 8 is in one of those two. So I can't put a 4 in either of those two. I can't put a 7 or a 9. So I can't put a 9 in either of those two. But I've got outlets for 9s. I have to put a 6 in here somewhere. 6 and 8 could go next to each other. Oh, 8 isn't there. 8 is there. Okay. So 4 is not in any of those. 4 is in one of those two. 4 is in one of those two with 2. Because I can't put 4 next to an 8. I can't put a 4 there, and I can't put 4 in those because of that 4. This is a 2-4 pair, which is allowed because this is not overlapped by a button. That's a 5. So that's a 1. There's no 1 there. So now 1. There has to be 6s in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has to go in here. 5 and 6 have to go in here. 7, 8. 5 and 6 have to go in here, but I can't put them next to each other. I can't put 5 and 6 next to each other, so this is a 5-6 pair. This has to keep them apart. So what can that be? Because it's from 1, 7, 9. It can't be 7 because 7 is would be next to whichever one is 6, which I knew because of that. This is now a 1, 9 pair. Holy cow. There's a 5, 6 pair in this column. So I can't put 5 in any of those cells. That's the 5, that's the 3. Which means that's not the 3, that's the 3. Wait a minute, that's the 5. I possibly could have taken a shortcut. This is now the 4. The 5 makes that the 6, which makes that the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9. Taking 9 out of there. 9 is in one of those two. In fact, the 5 looks down, making that the 6 and that the 5. These. 1. Oh, hang on. Where's 1 in this column? That's the 1. This is the 9. This is the 7. That's beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. The 7 makes that the 2 and that the 7. I can't imagine what a puzzle for this without precise buttons would be like. This is hard enough. This is 6. The 5 makes this 7. This is a 4-5 pair now. The 9 looks down, making that the 7, which makes that the 4 and that the 7, which makes that the 2 and that the 4. The 9 looks back, making that the 1 and that the 9. The 6 looks back, making that the 5, which looks up, making that the 4 and that the 5. The 4 looks up, making that the 6, which makes that the 5. This is now the 4. This row, that's the 9. This row, that's the 1. So this is the 2. And this finishes off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the 6. 30 minutes. I do like this puzzle. I really do like this puzzle. Okay, that is absolutely stunning. Figuring out that I couldn't put 4, 6 around here because once I had to put 2, 8 on it, I couldn't put 4 next to the 2, 8. Beautiful. This and the 5 having 8 on it and then the 5, 6 needing to go in it and therefore it having to be kept apart, also beautiful. This is stunning. I think if you are using buttons, I might be wrong. Better setters exist than me, many of them. If you were doing buttons that wasn't using the precise buttons rule, this might be just massively overwhelming. But this was a lot of fun. I really like this one. I look forward to seeing what people come up with. Thank you, Frappy, for the puzzle. This is just cool. And yes, this could have been done, as I said, with just consecutive dot and X's and V's. But I think it would have been, I don't know, you wouldn't have been able to do this. Which are, and the negative, how would you do the negative constraints that way? Because these negative constraints were absolutely vital. So I don't think you could have actually, because you needed to be able to say there is no X, V or dots in here while being able to allow things like that 2, 4 to exist. So actually, I don't think you could have done this any other way. This puzzle is amazing. I think, wow. Please leave comments below. This one, mind-blowing. I've been working on some ideas recently, but nothing as cool as this. Thank you, Frappy. Just amazing. Wow. Wow. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Yeah, please leave comments and stuff because I want to see what people think of this one. Thanks, everyone. And as always, good luck with your solving.